Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. For 5 nights a week, we give you the latest, the greatest, and the shameless, largely from the entertainment industry. And man, if we got all of those today, I don't even know if we're going to have enough time to get through all of them, but we'll see.
The latest, the
Uh,
greatest, and the shameful.
yeah. I am JD, aka He Who Pods.
And
Glasses on
I'm,
today.
ooh,
Yo, dog.
my bad. What you said?
Glasses on today, so also rearview mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dash Away,
Right. About to bring Van Moose back.
aka Dashing D, aka Van Moose. Poof. Um, yeah, that's it.
All right. Speaking of Van Moose, Tory Lanez. Um,
Or people, never mind. I was gonna say, or people we wish would go away.
well, that's perspective, and we'll get to that in a
What's
minute.
your perspective?
Why don't we tell the people what happened first before we give them our perspective?
All right.
Context. So,
So,
oh,
no. Please tell us.
Tory Lanez Instagram account shared a message recently, and for those who don't know, Tory Lanez is still in jail.
Been in jail for a long time.
So he says here, from Tory. I don't know who else it would be from on his Instagram account, but
Well, because he is in jail. So,
so you want to make
maybe
sure that we don't
sometimes
misconstrue the message and
right.
think another person wrote it.
Right, like maybe it's his people that post sometimes. This time he wanted to let us know that it was him.
Yep. Here we go. From Tory. Separate art from the artist and just enjoy your life. Dot, 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 dot. It's really not that deep, G. LOL.
From Dash. No.
So you don't think it's ever okay to separate the art from the artists?
Don't do that.
You
Don't
said
ever
no,
me.
so I'm asking.
Don't ever me. We are speaking about Tory Lanez said this. Tory Lanez,
But he
who
didn't
is
say only do
who
it for
is
him.
convicted.
Right, but he didn't say only for myself. He said of statement that's a blanket statement. Separate the art from the artist
And
and
who do you
just
think
enjoy your life. So
and who
I'm
do you,
asking you, you immediately said no.
who
So
do you
I'm
think is at the top
asking,
of Tory's list when he's talking to us?
no, we know it's about himself, especially when he has a new album out. But I'm asking you, your response was no. So that's what I'm asking. I'm asking, is it a blanket no for you? Or is you didn't even let me finish. That's why I was gonna ask. Are you saying blanket no to his blanket statement? Or are you just saying no to Tory Lanez?
I'm saying no to Tory Lanez.
Okay.
I'm also saying no to R. Kelly. I'm
Okay.
saying I,
No, please go. I'm with you. I'm gonna answer.
Tory Lanez is confused.
Okay. How was he confused?
In a similar way that Robert Kelly was confused when he did that Gail interview and
Okay.
continues to be confused, to be honest. These men think that someone did something to them. That is not what happened. Stop rewriting history. Like, this stuff comes from them not realizing that they actually did something wrong
Okay.
and not accepting that they did something wrong. And I thought, when you go to prison, part of that time off, part of that time away, allows for some reflection
Sure.
and accepting the shit that went wrong.
I mean, it's a lot of people locked up that claim their innocence
And I am not
with
speaking
with
about
a
him.
variety of I don't want to say allegations, convictions, a variety of crimes accused.
Yes. And I am fully aware of that. And again, I'm not here to make blanket statements about everyone who has gotten caught up. Never roll down my sleeves. Everyone who has gotten
Came ready to fight, niggas. So that's it.
caught up.
Fighting today.
I was washing my hands before we. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about everyone who's gotten caught up in the prison system. I'm not gonna do that. I
Okay.
can't speak for all of those people, and I cannot speak to all of their situations. And yes, I do understand that there are people who are incarcerated who shouldn't be. I understand that there are people who committed crimes that they are serving sentences for that are far beyond what the crime was. I understand all of this, and I am sympathetic to that. I am speaking about people like Tory Lanez. I'm not speaking about anyone else. That's why I purposely use those two, Tory Lanez and R. Kelly. They gotta stop. They gotta stop acting like they did nothing wrong, and like they're these innocent people that just, the world was against them. Much like we're seeing, he has not been convicted yet, so I didn't say his name, but much like we're seeing when we get statements from Diddy's people about, how this is just ridiculous, and oh my gosh, why do you guys think
Meaning,
this?
meaning his legal team. You mean Diddy's legal team, or you mean someone close to him?
Diddy's legal team.
Okay.
And they're doing what they're supposed to do, don't get me wrong. But this idea that we're all in on something that like they had nothing to do with, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. That's why people can't separate the man from the music. Like, if people know that you're an abuser, it's harder for them to separate the man from the music. I don't, what are you asking people to do here?
Okay, I received that.
I just, and again, I'm not saying this about everyone.
Mhm,
I'm saying this about specific people that we know got themselves caught up in some shit.
mhm.
It's frustrating because it's like you got a lot of nerve to be telling people what they should or should not do or should not listen to. You don't you think you earned that? That's the real question. They think they earned that? You think you earned loyalty from us? No. None of y'all. And just to be clear, nobody has that kind of loyalty. But then you go and you do crazy, heinous shit, and you want people to still be on your side. Why? You want me to listen to your music and just forget?
That's what he's asking. Well, he's saying separate, not forget.
Huh?
Separate. He's not saying forget. He's saying separate.
Okay.
I'm only saying what he said.
If we're gonna get caught up on words and the way he phrased the sentence, then I hear you. Like if that's the case, if I'm saying it incorrectly, then I just
No. I don't.
it's just
I think
annoying.
it's perspective. Um, I think a couple of things. I think number one is unfortunate that we have people who are so talented, who are also some so foul, right? Um, if we are to believe what Diddy has done, then Diddy is a foul dude, right? If we are to believe what Cosby did, and Cosby is a foul dude, right? The list goes on. R. Kelly is one of the people you brought up, and I think he's a good example of that. This is someone who, excuse me, this is someone who is ridiculously talented, but also ridiculously foul. And so I think that, in my opinion, this has to be. I think it's unfortunate. Let me start here. I think it's unfortunate that we have people who are extremely talented, but also doing extremely foul things. And no, I don't think one excuses the other. Now, as far as the separation, because this thing that Tory is saying, that's what a lot of people have been saying for years with Cosby, with R. Kelly. Those two specifically, I constantly hear separate the art and the artist. Even with Kanye West, plenty of people say, really weird, foul dude, amazing musician in more than one way. And that we should separate the two things. I think that's challenging to do. I think that has to be taken on a case by case basis and on a person by person basis, because what I might feel is okay to separate, someone else may say no. I give an example. I don't think Michael Jackson did the shit they accused him of. But if someone does think that Michael Jackson did those things to children, I can see where they can't listen to his music. I
Hmm.
can understand that. So that's why I say I think it has to be taken on a case by case basis and also an individual basis. Because what I think may be too heinous of an accusation or a committed crime, someone else may say, I don't believe that. Or I don't think it's as big of a deal. Now I will say, and this is where I disagree with you, I think comparing Tory Lanez and R. Kelly is a bad example because their crimes are very different. Um, what they are convicted for are extremely different. Um, Tory Lanez is convicted of multiple crimes, but not what the public accuses him of or believes he did. We've discussed this before on and off the pod. Tory Lanez did not go to jail for shooting Meg. He went to jail for two or three other crimes. I think the worst one was um, shooting a firearm in a public space or something like that. And so, yeah, is that bad? Of course it's bad. Let's go extreme and say he did shoot her. That's bad too. But what R. Kelly did is way worse. And so I understand that they're both saying, hey man, separate the art from the artist. But I think keeping them in the same sentence and looking at them the same way is very different.
They're both
Um,
saying the same thing, and that's the only reason why I'm saying this. I'm not saying this because I think that their crimes are the same. I'm simply speaking to the fact that time and time again we have heard about separating the man from the music when it comes to R. Kelly because he's just the best R&B singer of all time, so we have to. Like it's frustrating because and he himself has basically said that or in so many words said things that are similar. My
yeah.
point here is not to say that they're what what they've done is the same. My point here is to say I don't think they have a right to tell us what we should separate.
Mhm.
I think they lost that right to even request that. I
Okay.
think that we should be able to decide what we can stomach and what we can't. As
I agree with
individuals,
that.
everybody, whatever you can tolerate, you think they've done nothing wrong, you think they've done something wrong, you think you can listen to their music, you think you can't, that is up to you. But I don't think that people who have been in these situations, and we have evidentiary proof of things that may have happened, I don't think they get to then come out and publicly tell us whether we should be separating their music from it or not. I don't think they have that right.
I got you. I understand that. Yeah, I think it's also super convenient. And if I had the Cardi B clip ready, I'd play it. But I think it's super convenient that Tory Lanez is saying this while he's got a new album out.
But that's exactly why he's saying it.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, dog, you wouldn't be saying this probably. I mean, I can't know it for a fact, but it sounds like you probably wouldn't be saying that if you weren't in these circumstances.
I mean, that's what frustrates me. It's like, who gives you the right? What gives you the right to come out and tell us that we should separate the man from the music? Why?
Right. I can understand that.
So I don't think, just so we're clear, I don't think that the crimes are the same. No, I don't think they're the same. I just think they are two people who have said the same thing.
Yeah. And truly, maybe what I see is wrong, but I don't think Tory needed to say that. I think Tory's following is still pretty much Tory's following. I don't think, based on what I'm seeing personally, I don't think his fan base has wavered much.
And I don't think the other guy, I think the other guy still has a fan base too.
Oh yeah, but he took a big hit.
Which is fine, but I'm just saying, he's not.
Yeah, I'm
There
saying
are
from what
still
I see, Tory fans are
people.
still Tory fans. Like, listen, let's be clear. R. Kelly is to me, probably the greatest R&B act of my life. But I can't listen to him the same way I did before. Doesn't mean I'm never gonna listen to him. No. But can I just bump R. Kelly on a daily basis? No, hell no. Of course not. I'm saying that way that I'm saying I am, I don't see that from Tory fans. From what I see, Tory fans are like, hey man, that trial was bullshit, and I'm still riding with him and still playing the music every day. So I'm saying that to say I could be wrong. I'm just speaking about what I have seen myself, personal experience. I I don't think he needed to say that. Because if you remember, while the trial was happening or right before the trial, he was selling a project for $1 and he put screenshots up that he sold 1 million copies of that. That was after the accusation. So I don't think his fans have wavered that much. So I think this is convenient and also unnecessary.
I just, I don't know. I, I think it's, I think it's just, it's an annoying thing to see because it's just like, you don't, you don't need to do that.
I feel you. Um,
But, they'll tell me I hate black men or something in the comments.
nah, I don't think you came off like that. And if they do, fuck them. I don't think you came off that way. I think you spoke your piece, and I think you made a compelling argument for your side. And I don't fully disagree either, like I said. But there is another disagreement we've got to get to.
What's that?
A long-standing back and forth is back in the media.
Oh gosh, yes, this.
Yeah.
Because
So I'm gonna.
also, like, I'm just tired of everybody we got on the list today.
I can understand that. So I'm gonna play
I
some
am.
audio. But let me start by saying Tyler Perry um, went off at I'm sorry, not Roberta Flack, at Angie Stone's funeral, and it's all over the place. And we start there.
You
And
gonna
so
play it?
here's some of that. Yeah, I'm gonna play the audio.
I look at these young folks who are living these lives and they think that it's supposed to be the way that it is on Instagram. And they're forgetting about the people who have paved the way for them to be in that situation. You're forgetting about the women like Angie Stone, who's been in the business all of these years. You're going to forget about what she did, all of the people that she put on and helped. So you got to go through something to write a song like $20. Because in it she says, what you know about being poor. She don't say poor, she says poor. What you know about having to borrow from the neighbor next door. These are her words. What you know about bumming rides. What you know about having to swallow your pride. And this is the part of the song that got to me when she said, what do you do when you're through? When you're always helping people and nobody is there for you. Y'all gotta forgive me because I'm angry at the way I look at these young folks who I did not know all the things that she was going through. Recently, I found out because I'm not on Instagram. I'm not being hooked and manipulated by an algorithm telling me what to think and how to feel. So I don't see everything.
I just want to pause that for 1 second and say, I too believe that the internet tells people how to look and feel. I even said it in a song, but it's not because of the algorithm.
You know, Tyler Perry is like old in social media
That's
years.
okay.
Yeah.
He said he's not on there, so I can understand that. But I just wanted to say that real quick before we get to the meat and bones of it. What is it? The meat and potatoes, not the meat and bones. The meat and potatoes of this.
Yeah, he's old in social media years. So like sometimes
Yeah,
we gotta think about people's social media age is different for everybody
I
because
get it.
he's a
I
little bit
understand.
older than
It's
us.
like your real age and your biological age process. You know.
Right.
You know what I'm talking
Like
about?
yeah,
No.
yeah.
All right, back to it.
But to think that this woman was in the business for all of these years, and there's a difference between performing because you want to and performing because you have to.
True.
All of those years, all of those songs, all of that money that was owed to her, where is it?
I'm gonna pause again. When I was listening to this the first time, it was at this moment that
I hate when you
I said, he
please don't do
fucked
this.
up right there. He fucked up
Wait,
right
what did
there.
you say? Play that part again.
I can't rewind it
Yes,
without restarting
you
it.
can. You just gotta use the slider.
No, because it's a multiple video thing. That only works when it's a regular
Oh,
Instagram reel.
okay,
I would have to
fine.
restart it. But he
But
said he said
that
all
was
the
the cute
money. He
moment.
said all the years that she was in the industry and all the money she made. Where's the money that was owed to her? And I said, see that part right there.
Right?
Probably shouldn't have said that part right there.
Also, Tyler, do you even know this woman?
That's a good question, and I was going to ask you that actually. But
I was trying to
that
Google.
part right there was when my Spidey sense started going off. I know I got a Batman shirt on, but that's when my spider sense started tingling, and I said, "Oh no, no, you shouldn't have said that."
No, because when my Spy Kids brain went off, it was the moment when he said he was looking to Instagram and social media to find these things out, and I was like, well, how do y'all know each other?
That's a good question. I was going to ask you the same thing. Yeah, good question. Did he know her? Was this
I
a
didn't.
performance piece? Let's
Yeah,
finish this.
and I shouldn't have said Spy Kids. Inspector Gadget. Put some respect on
Dun,
my
dun,
name.
dun, dun, Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, my little pom poms,
All
turn
right,
into like the
go gadget arms.
right, exactly.
He had a gadget everything. All right, that's my shit. Anyway, back to Tyler Perry over here.
No, that's my shit. I'm kidding.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It is wrong. And I'm tired of seeing us struggle and go through things and work hard and not reap the benefits of what we were supposed to reap.
And that was the cherry on top. I'm gonna press play because there's like 10 seconds left. But when he said that, I saw the cherry going on top of the ice cream sundae, and I said, "Now that was the last thing. That's gonna be the straw that broke the camel's back right there."
I was gonna say what in the body butter because you keep talking about cherries.
No, I said on top of the ice cream sundae.
You did.
All right, let's finish this. Then we move to part 2 of this.
Right.
But you got to be careful when you start mistreating people, especially children of God, because the Bible. I did not know all the things that.
It cuts there.
I love the way y'all try to say that people who don't believe in God should be treated differently, and I just never understand how people of God feel that way. But that's another conversation that we don't have to have. But you caught
Not
that,
on this
right?
podcast.
You caught
Sure
that,
did.
right? You
Sure
did hear
did.
that.
Sure did.
Okay, because I never understand that. I never understand, like, y'all are saying that y'all should be treated. Okay, all right. Is
Well,
that, oh,
this is
blessed
what I
and
will
highly
say.
favored, I guess.
That's what I will say. There are various religious groups who say that they get better and special treatment because they have dedicated their lives to said God and said religion. I'm gonna just say that. That's all I'm gonna say, and we could get to phase 2 of this if you like. Unless you got something to say, then get your shit off.
No, because no one wants to get inside of my boring history of religion brain.
Okay, well then let's move on. So,
Yeah, exactly.
so Tyler Perry did that over the weekend, and somebody else saw it. Not just me, you, and the internet. A
Not just
lady
all
by
of
the
us,
name, not just all of us,
but some of us too.
but one person, actually 2 people, I should say, a couple,
Oh, 2 people, because definitely a couple. They might as well be one person. Okay, just call
and
them.
I mean, I like that part of their relationship. I'll be honest.
Just call them Sydney.
I like that part of their relationship. I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, sometimes you and your baby got to be on bullshit together. You feel what I'm
No, no,
saying?
no, 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 no. See, I agree with that. I agree. I agree with that.
And sometimes you just got to stand on business together too.
Absolutely. Those are 2 things
And
that I agree with.
but let me tell you what happens when you do that. You will also be in court together.
Well, because what I was gonna say that you got to be careful with is that, and it's fine. Stand on business together. I believe in that. Like my man got to have my back, and I want to have his. But
We got the same back,
we got the same back.
our back. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But here's the thing, right?
And we're gonna have our back be in jail together.
Sometimes one of us, like in a lot of relationships, there's like there's balance, right? Sometimes there's not, but in a lot of relationships, there's like balance between 2 people and personalities and characteristics and things like that. A lot of those.
You're trying to say it nice. Sometimes one
Usually,
person is the mouthpiece and the
no,
other
no, I wasn't
person is
even gonna
not.
say that. I wasn't gonna say that, even though that is true.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, though,
Because them shits be wild. Sometimes he'd be like, Derek, I know you thought that, but you got your girl saying it.
exactly. Sometimes it's like ventriloquism,
Ventriloquism. You
ventriloquism.
got it.
But
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about sometimes one person, says something that now everybody got to answer for. Kind of what you're saying. We got to go to jail together. Sometimes one person says something that, yeah, I might stand on business with you in public, but in private, I'm going to be like, now why we had to go and say that?
Oh, but that's part of it too. Absolutely.
so,
Absolutely.
so, it could get a little messy
Right.
for both parties. Well, for one back. Because
Right.
because of
Exactly.
that. And that is they are a couple who
Yes.
experiences that sometimes.
Absolutely. And so we are talking about none other than Monique and Sydney Hicks. Okay? That's her and her husband. And so I am not going to play their audio because I don't want to
Oh
be in
yeah.
court. Because I don't want to go to court too.
Oh, you trying to stand on business.
I'm trying to not go to court. That's
You
what I'm
trying to
trying to
stand
do.
off the business.
Off business, right? I don't want no part of court business, okay? But I will tell y'all what
Mhm.
happened here. So Monique leaked the audio
Monique is good for leaking some audio, boy.
Monique,
One thing Monique gonna do is leak the audio. She got that from Kanye.
I don't know who hit it first, but whatever. So Monique leaked the audio that
It
we
was
have heard
definitely
about
Ye.
for years.
Uh-huh.
And maybe y'all heard it before. I never heard it before, but she has said for years, I have a phone call where Tyler Perry, excuse me, someone's in a rush in my neighborhood.
Where they going?
I don't know, nowhere fast because there's a speed bump they about to hit. But anyway, um,
They didn't fix it yet. You know they're gonna fix the potholes in April.
no,
Or
it ain't no
no.
pothole. It's
Oh,
it's a
it's
speed
just a
bump
bump. Yeah.
because it's schools nearby. Anyway, Monique released the audio that we've heard about for years and years. The same audio she told Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, I will play you the audio because I have the audio. And Shannon Sharp said, no, you ain't got to play it for me,
I
baby.
know,
No,
but I
that's
believe
okay.
you.
I believe you because Shannon Sharp, much like me, does not want to be in court. But Monique
I beg
leaked
to
the
differ.
audio of her husband, and Tyler Perry talking about uh, him being wrong and him saying, yes, I'm wrong. I apologize. I will apologize publicly. And it's out. It's out there. Y'all could go look it up. I'm not playing it.
Yeah,
But also,
basically he says that. Yeah.
yeah, and also Monique wrote an open letter to Tyler Perry that I will read. Oh, you got something to say?
I just had a yawn. That's
Oh,
all.
all right. It says here, open letter to Tyler Perry. We would like to give our heartfelt condolences to Angie Stone's family and friends. Sister Angie, we stand on the shoulders of the elders and ancestors like you. So please know that your fight inspired us to write this letter, and that the fight doesn't end with your passing. It is only the beginning. Oh, I thought he was about to say something. All right. Dear
No.
Tyler Perry,
Rest in peace to Angie Stone.
rest in peace, Angie Stone. Dear Tyler Perry, she mentioned him in the post, by the way. It says at Tyler
Oh yeah,
Perry.
it says dear at Tyler Perry.
It show does. So it says, I recently watched. Oh man.
Because again, you gotta think of people's social media age, and Monique don't realize that saying "dear" at Tyler Perry is like saying the same thing twice. But it's fine. It's fine. Because literally, when you say at Tyler Perry, like
But
he
the
knows
post
that
also
you're
starts with open letter to Tyler Perry.
right. So he knows you're addressing him, even if you don't say "dear."
But I'm gonna be real. She tagged him in case this didn't go viral. She wanted to make sure that if no one else saw this open letter, he saw it.
Right, dear
Yeah.
Tyler Perry.
So let's get to it. I recently watched your heartfelt speech at Angie Stone's funeral, where you expressed frustration over her mistreatment by the music industry. It struck me
Oh,
and my husband, Sydney, as
I mean, if
poignant,
it struck you, we know it struck Sydney.
but also made us reflect on some unsettling discrepancies in your actions towards me. One, when I saw a number one, first of all, I was
Oh,
like, oh, this shit
she
about
coming
to
with a
get
list.
crazy. And that's before I knew there was audio attached. Anyway, one, you expressed your anger over Angie's mistreatment, yet you labeled me as quote unquote difficult to work with, despite never having worked with me. How can you condemn poor treatment of others when you've imposed the same on me? Question mark. We have audio of you
What?
admitting.
Sorry, they never worked together.
She said on the Shannon Sharp interview, he was just an overseer. He never was actually working with her. And
But
that
he
the
was a
first
part
time
of
they
the.
ever met, if I remember correctly, she says the first time they ever met in person was at the show or whatever, where he had her come into her dressing room. and said, "Yeah, you should do this press tour. We're trying to get you to Oscar, blah blah blah." And
Okay.
she said, "I don't work for free." And they kind of had that stalemate situation that we've all heard about.
Okay.
I could be misremembering. It's been a while since the interview. I could be wrong, but
No, I don't think you are. I just,
that's what I remember. But no, he wasn't on set every day or any of that from what she says. No.
but he was associated with the project.
Correct.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I was like, never worked
No,
together.
no, no. Yeah. Associated. Yeah. But remember, like, for example, Magazine Dreams is about to come out. It's a Zeus Entertainment production now. They just bought into it. They didn't do shit.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just wanted to understand what that meant because I was sitting here like, but wasn't he a part of that project?
He was.
He was. Okay, I just
Um,
wanted to make sure I understood. That's it.
I got you. She says, we have audio of you admitting you were wrong. 2, you asked, where's the money she's owed? Well, where's my public apology that you promised in 2016? Question mark. The
Hmm.
false narrative you perpetuated helped blackball me, costing me tens of millions. Where's the restitution for that? Question mark. 3, you mentioned being
Chapter
quote unquote,
3.
what you say?
I said chapter 3.
Right. She says, you mentioned being quote unquote tired of us not receiving the benefits we deserve. Yet you asked me to promote Precious for free without a contract or compensation, which highlights your double standard. 4, you said I'm sorry. You said we should be careful in how we treat quote children of God. As a man of faith, where is your responsibility to act with love and truth? Question mark. You promised me an apology years ago, but it's yet to come. Unlike the music industry, which
So
you
is the best.
rightfully, what you said?
So is the best.
What's the best? You lost me.
It's yet to come.
Oh, yep. Unlike the music industry, which you rightfully criticized, we have audio documentation of your actions. Shouldn't you be held accountable too? Question mark. So, what do you say about all of this? What are your thoughts on all of this?
Me first.
I mean, I just read the whole open letter. You want me to talk more?
Um, I don't know anything about the.
Well, you heard the
Monique.
audio.
No, wait. I'm just
Oh, I'm
saying.
sorry.
I don't know anything about what has happened since the last time Monique talked about this. She's saying nothing has happened with Tyler Perry. I hear her. I understand. I don't think that Monique should be treated poorly by anyone. I think that Monique has shown that she is a great talent. And, you know, if I were, if I felt like my talent was discredited or I was blackballed and I couldn't do the thing that I'm passionate about or I'm good at or I love to do, I would be upset. And I understand that and I sympathize with Monique for that. Beyond that, and because I don't really know how to address what she's saying anymore, I'm just gonna address the parts that spoke to me specifically.
Okay.
So, one, I'm gonna number my list since she numbered hers.
Okay.
Yes, I think Tyler Perry went a little off the rails at the funeral. I would love to know if anybody out there knows what the relationship between Angie Stone and Tyler Perry was, or if this was just, hey, this is a celebrity who's well known and prominent in the industry, and they're speaking at this person's funeral. Because that's what it seems like to me. but I could be wrong. I tried to look up, were they friends? I'm not really finding anything that says they were friends. And I feel like he kind of tells us that they weren't when he says that he didn't know what she was going through. He had to look online for things and whatnot, or he wasn't going to look on whatever it is he said. I just feel like that's alluding to the fact that they weren't close. I think that sometimes people don't realize that there's a time and a place for things. I want you to realize, I want anyone listening to that clip to notice that it wasn't a resounding applause or rejoice when he was saying some of the things he was saying. It actually sounded like a handful of people in the room that were reacting to him, not the whole room. And I think that's because sometimes when you get up in front of people at a funeral, I think some people get a little carried away.
I'm going to look something up while you finish. Go ahead.
And I think Tyler Perry might have gotten a little carried away. I'm not saying he was wrong for trying to defend Angie Stone or for looking for answers for what might have happened and why she was struggling so much. And truly, I'm very sorry to Angie Stone that her death is being muddled by this mess. I'm going to get to that. And I'm sorry for whatever she went through in her final years. I think that there is a time and a place for these things. I've been to enough funerals to know that sometimes people should not be given a mic, or sometimes people should be given a timer on the mic that they've been given. And I feel like maybe Tyler Perry should have stopped while he was ahead. And I also feel like if Tyler Perry had thoughts on this, there are other spaces where Tyler Perry could have had this conversation and could have said it publicly if he wanted to. I don't know that at her funeral was the time to air all of that out.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with that. Some people may think it's fine. I don't. I think that funeral services are, no matter who you are and no matter how big of a star you might have been, I think they still deserve a certain level of respect and a certain level of courtesy when people get up there and they speak about you and your life. So I'll say that about Tyler Perry. Now, as far as the dealings he got with Monique, I honestly hope Monique and Tyler Perry can figure out whatever it is they still trying to figure out, because I thought this stuff was over and done with.
I don't think one side is trying to figure anything out.
I agree with you, but I just feel like it keeps coming up. And but for what? And then the last thing I'll say is Monique. The same way I'm saying that I don't think that Tyler Perry needed to handle this in the way that he did. Like, I don't think he needed to get up there and say all the things that he said when he said it. Monique, you've been having a problem with Tyler Perry for years. Years. You used his speech from Angie Stone's funeral as your way to bring it back up. I hate that. I hate that. Someone died, and people are mourning her death. He used it to get on his soapbox, and so did she.
Yeah.
And honestly, everybody should be a little ashamed of themselves, because Monique could have brought this back up at any other time. Also, Monique could have done what she did before and just pick up the phone and call Tyler Perry. Or email him. Or send him snail mail, whatever.
Snail mail is wild. You just showed your age.
Oh, I'm old. I don't like this. I don't like when people treat death disrespectfully. And that just might be a personal thing for me, because it's sensitive to me. And that's fine. I understand that everybody may not understand it the way I do or see it the way I do, and that's okay. But I don't like it. I don't like it on either side.
Yeah.
I think it's gratuitous. and I don't like it. I think what she did was worse than what he did, because I think he truly felt like he was defending her.
Uh-huh. Defending
Yeah.
Angie.
Defending
Yeah.
Angie Stone. And I understand that, and I receive that. I'm not missing that part. I do see that. But I also think that there's a time and a place. Her family is sitting up there mourning her death. And you want to talk about algorithms and the music industry. And yes, she was a part of the music industry. And yes, it seems it was unkind to her in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there was a time. There was a time and a place for that. And I don't know that when you're eulogizing her is the time.
Yeah, I was trying to look up what made him do that. I saw one thing that said the funeral wasn't as packed as some people thought it should be, but then AP News is saying it was packed. So maybe that's just not true. I'm not sure. I couldn't find what caused the outburst. That's what I was looking up to try to get more context,
Well,
but I was unable to do so.
so from what I understand,
Hmm.
after her death, a lot of information started surfacing, and even videos that she made,
Hmm.
saying that she was trying to get like money that was owed to her
Yes.
from her music and things like that. It seemed like she was having a hard time navigating that in the last few years. So I assume that's where this is coming from, because he does mention social media. And I
Hmm.
think just like the rest of us, we started to see. I mean, I'm sure there were people who knew, but I did not know. People
Yeah,
I've
me either.
spoken to didn't know either
It
that
got it
she
got
was
a
going
bigger
through all
push
this
after
stuff.
she passed. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think he's speaking to that. But again, like, do you even know her like that? Like,
Right.
I just feel like then go up there and say something kind and thoughtful and move on. But
Right.
it's just like, who was this for? What was this? Not who was this for, but what was this supposed to accomplish?
Yeah, I understand that. Um, I mean, I think what he said was correct, but I think sometimes we make good points that we're also guilty of, right? And so it was the pot calling the kettle black. And I think it's clear that there are discrepancies in multiple ways between him and Monique.
Hmm.
I don't think Tyler Perry has any interest in resolving that at the moment of the funeral. Maybe now that this is,
Now that she's made it impossible for him to ignore there at Tyler Perry.
right, right. And we have the audio of him saying, what he said.
He did.
We finally hear that audio that we've heard about for so long. And you could tell it's also just a piece of that audio, by the way. So, be careful, because when people have these things, it could get dangerous, and it
Mhm.
could get spooky, as they say. Um,
I'm not gonna lie though, I thought it was really funny that in the audio he goes, "I'm not gonna talk about this now." He made it
right.
very clear he was not bringing it up right away. He did do that. He said, "I'm not gonna talk about this now." He was like, "It's too hot in the streets."
He said that. He said, "Y'all made it real hot."
So he was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not bringing it up right now." He said, "I know they will ask me about it,
Mhm.
and when they ask me about it, I will speak on it." But
But 9 years later, I guess the question is, at what point do you speak about it? At what point do you make things right? And I don't think Monique is wrong for asking that, but I agree that the timing is not good. And I think it's nasty for Monique to do this in this way. And I think Tyler Perry will have Monique in court very soon for leaking that audio. That's not like the Kanye screenshots. And even Kanye, I don't know how he has not gone to court for that stuff. But unless part of what she says in the part we didn't hear of the conversation is, hey, I am recording you and I will use this at my leisure, then she will probably be in court very soon, along with uh, her husband, because both voices are on there, and she made it clear that this is an us thing. And yeah, so I don't think this was smart on Monique's behalf. As far as the audio goes, as far as the open letter, she's right in most of what she's saying. I don't have much to say as far as the open letter. I just think I agree with you that the timing is whack. Doing this in saying yo Angie's fight inspired us to do this is kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
that looks really nasty. The kids will call that nasty work.
Now, if this happened in Georgia, if the conversation between Tyler Perry, Sydney, because we got to put Sydney in there,
Absolutely.
between Sydney and Tyler Perry,
Sydney. Okay.
if it happened in Georgia, he can't take him to court.
Okay.
Because remember, some states are one
Yeah,
party
some states it's
consent.
against the law, some states it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Monique, if you're out there, don't let him try to get you. Protect black women.
I guess just ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. This has been Weeknights.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
We appreciate you being here. Thank
What
you
were
for
you gonna say? I'm
watching
so
and
sorry.
listening.
I was just being silly.
We will see y'all tomorrow. Say bye to the people.
Say what you were gonna say before we sign off.
That's good. Say bye to the people.
Bye.